tells you. I was going that way. This is the thing that you have to sit down very first, and with that, I think it's the most important graph
Yes.
to look at.
That is required by all the management.
You look at that and say, is that right? And if your first response was what you said, and you said that's not right, well, you got to figure out why and fix it. Because there's no use running the program unless you got that bit right. Right? So that's the key thing. So those are your different roads, and you see this one here is.
He's not engineer, but he is operator
Right.
of FWD.
Yeah.
That's why I told him
No, I
that
don't think anybody will be doing it. I'm just thinking your job is very difficult. What you have done, what you are doing for us. I don't think anybody else will be doing this. We'll be waiting for the next project from Major Development Bank or World Bank to get an expert.
Well,
person, because this is a full-time
but
job.
you-
Annually, you have to sit
you
there
need- but-
1 year.
But even if you've got consultants doing it for you,
you should know.
You need to know.
Yes.
You don't need to know how to do it, but you need to know the concept. You need to know. And if the consultant's doing it for you, you've got to give me these graphs.
Yes, so I can
Because
check is it accurate or not.
they'll tell you whether it's all right. So that's the graph which tells you whether it's performing the way that you expect it to perform. And the other key output is the economic analysis. And the economic analysis.
Yeah, Garrett.
I prefer the Garrett.
And this is just a summary, but it tells you what sort of rate of return you're getting. So this is what you're finally looking for, is the and it's comparing. It's comparing doing the intervention, which was rehabilitation, with just doing ordinary maintenance. Right? Now, if you get things that are looking, I mean, that's quite high, but the way I've set it up, it's probably okay. But if you start getting things which these are all I think these are all okay. But if you got figures that were coming out here that look strange, then you can go up to this one here, which is just a comparison of the cost streams, and you can see here what's happening. That here's your capital cost initially, and here is these costs are actually declining.
The maintenance cost will recurrent.
This is your maintenance cost. So that's your capital cost. Those are your maintenance costs. These are the savings in road user costs, and this is the total. This was for Shasada Madan Road.
So it needs.
Can you show
It will
those
not cover
environmental
environmental
effects? What is that related to? What does it show?
Environmental effects.
Environmental effects. That one.
Emissions by vehicles, emissions by net annual change, emissions
Emissions analysis wasn't selected. I didn't. But okay. So let's just look at that. Yeah. Okay. So yes, if you're interested in carbon dioxide and all the rest of it, then this gives you that information.
Okay, that's good.
So you can generate that.
It can generate.
Yeah.
We have a part of environmental assessment.
Yeah.
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 So for that, maybe they can generate this data,
Yeah. It
put it in the
it,
environmental plan.
yeah. It doesn't tell you how
so my
many
question-
lesser shear waters are
No.
deprived of habitat. But
No.
it does tell you what the carbon dioxide is.
we are a client.
Yeah.
When we generate TUR
Yeah.
to the consultant to do the following job
Yeah.
through the HDM4. So what should we what should we write into the TUR for the consultant then? And what should they do? Like IRI, I understand from the IRI.
No, whatever assessment of about cost, what cost effect it will be, what will be the maintenance, as per HDM4. You just have to go through
HDM4
board.
is a very long
Yeah.
software.
If I was writing a terms of reference, I would include that I would include effectively a calibration step.
Calibration step.
Yeah.
What is the calibration step?
It says that they should ensure that the results from the HDM4 are consistent with with
Actual condition.
with the experience in the local conditions. in
But
terms
who
of
will
road
ensure it?
deterioration.
Who will ensure it that it is the actual condition or it is calibrated?
Well, there's
Because we are
you'd be looking for a report from the consultant, and the consultant report would be that we tested these
it's a very long
activities,
report.
these 10, 15 pages. These things we tested, and this is what the chief engineer or whatever said. This this was right or wrong or whatever. Or if you've got RAMS data, like I said before, these data are updated and you lose the history. But then in RAMS you don't lose the history. So you can go back to if you've got RAMS with history data, you can look at what the history was, right? You know what the interventions were, you know what the history was, and then you can run HDM4 and see whether it back calibrates and see whether it gives you the same answer as what you know actually happened.
Yeah.
If you haven't got history, then you have to rely on people's experience, and you have to show engineers that's sensible. You got to do that step, and nobody does. I tell you, nobody does that.
There is a reason for it.
So you just give us the overview of the HDM4, but it's enough for today or not?
I think it's more than enough for today. It depends. We need a second section or not. If you work on it, learn something by yourself, then we may need a second.
So what is your recommended
There's
books
nobody-
or the
I have
recommended?
got the books. I've already
No,
downloaded them.
just
If
ask
you
from
want
the
to-
David.
Yeah.
What is the recommended data, input data? Yeah, what is the our recommended books related to the HDM4?
There is a help in it. You can search for individual help.
Yeah,
Topics,
I
but
asked from the expert. I know.
because I've searched for it, that's why I'm telling you.
What I think I would do is really to play with it. You need a small data set so that it's not taking too long to update every time.
Yeah.
Now, what I've done here is
Can I see?
this is what I've called PKHA project, right? And in this one, I've only got the sections that relate to the project roads. Right? So all the rest of them, all of the rest are actually there, but they're not ticked. And the study alternative, I'm not very far along the line of the study alternatives yet. I've just set it up here. Can you see?
No.
Yeah. I've set these up with the base alternative, an overlay, or rehabilitation, right? And let me just. I'll just run it again. I'm still playing with this one, right? And it's still got some. It's still doing some funny things which I don't understand here. If you understood everything that a model produced, there wouldn't be any point in having a model, would there?
Certainly.
It's got to come up with some things that you don't understand. Otherwise, there's no point in having it.
Before this presentation, I just know about the name of the HDM 4 software, and I didn't even know. But now after that lecture, I am aware of what is the input data required, and up to analysis you told us, even to the report, generating report. So it's in one class and 1 hour. It's so a lot of things I learned from you today.
So you can see, this is the sort of picture you get. So
this is overlay and improved.
This is so this is an overlay, and that's
so
rebuilding it
by providing rehab or rehabilitation component. It should be above the. No, sorry, it's reducing the IRI data. So it's okay. So IRI data is coming up to 1 to 2. It's increased. So I think about the serviceability index. The figure is just like that one. Like that. Serviceability index. And then it is reduced down. After the rehabilitation component, it will once again increase.
Is this one here? This no, this one. Sorry, they're similar but different. This one here, which has
many columns
and all the rest of it. All right. Now, okay. How do I use that? All right. Well, you have to export it. So you export it, and the only way you can export it is to what it calls Excel 5. Okay. And I'll export it there. Okay, that's fine. All right. Now, let's go to that file. Was in there? That file there. And it always does that. I don't know why, but anyway. Now, look at this.
So we can edit or
here's all the data, right? Here's all the output, but it's in every second row, and there's a gap here, and the headings don't correspond with the columns.
So you can bring it in.
It's a mess. It's a total and utter mess. I mean, you can use it. Of course, I do. You know, but you actually have to write some. You have to do some clever manipulation to get this. why can't it just be a nice simple Excel spreadsheet?
Yeah, because we have a lot of sheets over here. If we want to bring it to the
Yeah.
Excel sheet, then
Yeah.
we will confused, and
Yeah.
even we can do a blunder over here, because from one column data we can put to another one. So so HDM4 is a very sophisticated program, but small blunders are also. So
Yeah.
that's okay. Then what are the other things? Interface initially, just like Word software or
Well, the main
MS Word interface.
This is the main interface.
Okay.
That we were working from here. So this is where you define your vehicle fleet, you define your road network, you define your work standards, you run the programs or projects or strategies.
These are our inputs.
These are the inputs. Vehicle fleet, vehicle net. Those three are the inputs.
Okay.
Now the calibration. These are the calibrations, which nobody spends any time over, and yet they're very, very important. So this is PKHA 2014. Open that. Now you've got different calibration factors for different, and one of the reasons why people nobody does anything with them is that it's very hard to find what all these things are. But if you look over here, you can see that what I've done is this is now I can't remember what they are individually, but these ones are the initiation and then the rate at which cracking occurs, potholing occurs, raveling occurs, and so forth. And I've set these all at 0.6. So I've already brought that slope. Your colleague was saying the slope's too high.
Yeah.
I've already brought it down by multiplying it by 0.6.
By 0.6. Yeah.
I can bring it down.
So these are
bring it down even further if that's. So this is how you.
Is it from our judgment or from the expert judgment? Like these data, the KC, PW, KC, IT. This is our judgment data from the side.
You're an engineer.
The engineer. Like,
you're an engineer, and you do.
Yeah.
So it's your judgment. Okay.
So what is the KCPA?
It's not your judgment about what the number is. It's your judgment
from the roadside.
When you look at the effect, you run that diagram,
yeah,
showing what the deterioration rate
then
is,
you
and then you say that's too high. Okay, we'll change that, and you just keep on changing this parameter until you're happy with the rate of deterioration.
I think it will. If a judgment is not an expert, you can also have a lot of mistake in that one.
Well, I think the thing with this is it's better to be
used by the expert.
It's better to be
reviewed
wrong, but have it close,
yeah,
than just to accept.
Your case,
it's worth spending time on trying to
but in Pakistan, a wrongdoing is a blunder, and nobody will save you from that blunder.
Nobody looks at these. Okay.
Yeah.
So nobody, you get these wrong, nobody's going to know.
But if an expert comes,
I've rarely seen. I've seen other people's work,
yeah,
and I've rarely seen anybody have anything other than ones and all those things. People do not touch these things.
But it will definitely affect our.
I think it's critical.
Oh, I asked the question that these, if there is any small mistake in these factors or any input data, it will alternately affect the rehabilitation strategy, overlay, or a lot of things. So at the end, the road will be deteriorated, or the required number of IRI will not be achieved
Yeah.
in that one. So
Yeah.
so my question is that one, that
Well, the thing is that in these you can only do your best,
yeah,
and there's always many factors
oh,
that come into play. If you build a road, beautiful road, you do everything right, you do the calculation right, you do everything right, but they change where the quarry is for the marble,
mm,
and suddenly you've got these
heavy loads.
40-ton marble trucks. The road's going to deteriorate.
yeah,